Well, good morning and welcome to the Saturday. I told you guys I was going to do an update on cross stitching, so I thought I would show you this. This is my kitty. It's called Player and Singer, or Players and Singer. This is the first cat holding the ribbon, and I'm trying to make my way over to its tail. This is like the third time I've done this because I couldn't get my fabric the right way. It wasn't oriented the right way because there wouldn't be enough room. I'd do all that work for nothing. So anyway, I'm starting all over, and I highlighted the first time. Now I'm putting a pencil through the second time, and here we are working on the back. You can see the two little ears and the face quite clearly. I went ahead and did the back stitching on the nose and the mouth and a little bit of the eyes just to bring that out. So let me flip you around and get to the other goodies we have. Oh, hello there. You scared me. All right, let's see if I can find... I just showed you that kitty. You can look at my video when I first started this channel, and I showed you all my cross-stitching that I've had. So we'll come upon... I have a whole mess of stuff on the floor here. I'm in the craft room. We have a sunshine coming through. One of the cats is on the sunshine as big as them. I've got 3 cats, so throughout my presentation sometime on this channel, you may see them. Some of you have already seen them. Here is... You know, I'm really not used to videos, and I'm sitting here contemplating, what else do I have to do? But I realized I didn't introduce myself. My name's Tanya. I live in Northern California. Been here about 30 years in a very small 3-prison town. One of the prisons got closed down by our lovely Governor Newsom, which in a way I don't blame him because it's the older prison out of the 2 that are next to each other. So I work at one of those prisons, and I got scooted up to the newest prison, so at least I have a job, so... You know, I'm not complaining. I'll have 20 years this December. Here's this cactus one I'm working on as the cross stitch goes off my leg. I'm looking down on it because it fell. On those bunch of little cactuses. I don't know if it's switched for you guys, but it has a whole mess of about 7 or 8 little tiny things right to the side of that tallest one. I'm working on those little bunches, so you'll see it when I present it. These are 3 strands, and I am just doing one color at a time. I have done... Alright, well, I already covered most of them up, but I was working on these little blue dots, but I've done quite a bit right here, and now I'm working on this teal kind of cover, or color, excuse me. I've got all that done. I do love houseplants. I've got several houseplants. I only have 1 cactus. So I thought I would get that done. It's quite a nice size. So I'm looking forward to getting that done at some time. I do not set myself goals. I don't sit there and say, I'm going to get this done in 2025, you know, to inspire me, because I've learned my lesson that I can't do it. That's why I don't join any kind of groups at Facebook to say, get this done, do this. It sounds like fun when they say, the bear was walking through the woods and stopped and ate grass. Stitch anything that's green, you know, that kind of thing. Those are neat goals. Those are cool. I can do that. But as often as I go on Facebook anymore, not going to work. All right, here is a large, here it is. This large puppy, this is the biggest one I've had. I got this from, I think, AliExpress or Temu. I no longer shop them because every time I went on there, my account got hacked from somewhere. And I have to stop all my credit cards. And then, like a few minutes ago, my AAA insurance said, you know, this policy's due. The policy was declined. I'm like, oh, there's another one I forgot. So it's a pain in the butt to have to redo everybody. So I don't longer shop on Temu or AliExpress. You can do a preloaded card. Some people do PayPal. Dang it. I do have a PayPal card, but they charge whatever it is a month or a purchase or whatever, so I destroyed that, never used it. I do have another credit card that I'm going to use for my dental work that I need. It's going to cover a majority of my dental work. So if I have any left over or I start paying it off, I can use that instead. But here is this. I'm working on that Singer and Kitty today. I just got the mountains done here. And if you ever do stamp cross stitch, and they have the symbols like they have here, they'll have, for instance, this one is green lines, and the green lines go this way. They also have green lines that go the other way. You have to be careful which one they choose. I don't see another mishap of that. They don't have the blue lines going different ways. They only have one way of blue lines. But I went to go do the next color, and it was pink. And I was like, no, this is mountains. There's nothing pink here. So then I had to relook at my my key. And the key that's on this fabric is for the fabric. The key that's in the book is for the book. Don't know why. But anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'm rotating. I have no set goal. I just take a color and I go with it, and it's the black circles right now. I have about 4 Q snaps. Not all of them fit together, so I just had to do a makeshift of what fit together on this one to make it pretty big. I do have a small scroll frame that's about this big. I'm looking at it on the floor, but it's not going to hold all this fabric. It's going to be too bulky. It won't wrap it up, and it'll be, I don't know what I was thinking when I got this scroll frame. But anyway, a lot of scroll frames, I've been reading a lot of negative about how the hardware isn't included, the wood is cheap, and splinters and all this stuff. So I decided not to do a scroll frame. Oh, this edge came off. So also on this edge, if you remembered when I showed you my little Kitty and Singers, I have one of those tabletop, I don't know what they call it, but the arm moves in different areas. That clamp will not fit on the side clamp. Look at my hair. Squirrel moment. Okay. Will not fit on that clamp. So I removed the clamp, used just the fabric, but when I tighten it down, I have the whole... My brain doesn't connect all the way, so I have to stop and remember what I'm saying. I hold it up, and then when I cinch it down, I bring the whole fabric down to make it taut. To, you know, when you normally use the plastic to tighten it, I use the clamp to tighten it. It's hard to talk nowadays. This one I love. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, every time I want to cross stitch, this is the one that comes into my mind. This is the tiger, bamboo tiger. I'm right below the shoulder blade, the neckish area, the first leg coming off. I want to try to get where the bamboo is and do the bamboo around and go from there. You can't tell that I made any mistakes because it's striped, but let's see here. Here we go. Now I do the hoop. See how I put the fabric on the inside of the hoop instead of flush with the outside? This is another way they said that you can do it. But I've been working on this slowly but surely. I've been trying to do a page. You can tell that's why the front part is straight down. That's the end of the page. I was kind of goofing up and had extras there. That's why you see a bunch of different little extra stitches, and it's not a straight edge. I'll figure it out. As long as we have a thread in that place, right? The colors don't necessarily matter at this point. Whew. Alright, this is called Autumn Wolf. I have not worked on this yet. I probably did weeks ago, but not recently. Why is every time I'm in this room I start hacking and coughing? So Autumn Wolf, I got this from Temu. Could have been AliExpress years ago. I can't remember what I got it. One of those two that sell. Is it Joy Sunday? No, Everlasting Love is the other one that's just like Joy Sunday. Very good quality. So you can, I'm going to do it at a distance. You can see the wolf's head, the outline. This is the outline. Here's the ear, goes across. Here's the nose, the eyes. So I'm working on this in the leaf area, which doesn't look like leaves. It just looks like whatever right now, but there's probably a 500 tons of cross-stitching. Or cross-stitching, yes, there is. Back stitching. Let me see about the back stitching. I'm a person who doesn't really care about back stitching. Not that I don't want to do it kind of thing, but I don't pay attention to what needs it and what doesn't need it. But this keeps saying full stitches all the way through. It's 14 count. I don't see any back stitching in this, so maybe there isn't. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, there wouldn't be. Interesting. Yep. So, see, there's 3 lines of all the stitching. There's no back stitching. So, and I don't see any back stitching on the pages in here. Nope, no back stitching. Interesting. We'll see how that comes out, how it blends. Hopefully it blends good. You know, you do all this work and you're like, man, that didn't come out very well. Dang it. And this is... I started on this one. I'm starting to rotate more. This is called A Place in the Sun. I got rid of a lot of counted cross stitch a while back. There was one that had a carousel and a whole mess of activity going on, and they had the stitches that I didn't understand that was too intimidating. So I'm like, whatever. And on this one, I'm working on the kitty's white chest. And I started right there. There we go. I decided to leave all the floss on the thread drops that they give me. I do have more of the plastic clear thread drops that have multiple areas. You can put different types of floss in it. The extra strands and the main strand, and hang it in the label. So this I advertised for some cross stitch in a magazine. Didn't think I would get the response I did, and I got hundreds of packages like I was some famous person. And this was one of them. It was, they only had most of the middle jar done, and I finished up the middle jar. And then you can see that I'm starting there between the jar and the owl, that gap right there. And it's going to read across all 3 jars. I have to do a jar on the other side, and it's going to read, Be the Light. Let's see if I can pull the thing. Be a light to the world is what it's supposed to read. So there we go on that one. That's going to obviously need back stitching. It was something small and snack size, as it's called. This is all the threads to my landscape that you saw, the Oriental landscape. This is a big bag of the little ones, the Mill Hill kits. Joom, players and singers. That is it. That's all I have for you guys. That's all I've been working on. So, goes to show I am working on it. I do have diamond painting that I work on. That table is getting clustered again with all my stuff, and it shouldn't be. So my craft room has 3 tables. Resin, which I don't do until summer, and I barely did it this year. Diamond painting is next to that, and way over on the other side of the room is cross stitching. So, yeah, I bought some metal, I don't know what you call them, metal crates. It's like those milk crates, but they're only metal, and you have to put these black plastic tabs on each corner to hold them. I have a huge box that I got for $7. They're out in my car. They're too heavy. I have to bring them in individually. So I have to find out, 1, where they go, and 2, how many boxes that I want at one time, you know, for my yarn. Because I've got looming. I do peg looming as well. So I have to figure that out because my living room is full of all that yarn. But other than that, that's all I've got. I'm going to go ahead and continue stitching once I do the dishes. And that's all I have on the update. I know, it's all I have. So comment questions down below. Thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.